Hey, what's up? Welcome to Heal, Laugh, and Rise Up. I'm Jessie, your badass two-time cancer fighter, soul work mentor, and your favorite Latina.
Hi, and I'm Amber, a chemo nurse by day, caretaker to my husband by night, all while being a scrunchy mom.
We're here to talk all about our traumas and how we use them to grow, honey.
So grab your drink and let's get into today's miracle and shit show.
Woo! Girl.
You have your drink that you want?
I feel like do you feel like we just ran a marathon? No.
No, because with running a marathon comes a good high.
Yeah.
Right?
Ooh. Oh, isn't that the best high? Well, I'm sure there's other highs. You're a mom. So never mind. That is one of the greatest highs.
You just made me think. Totally off subject.
Yeah, I love off
subject. Talking about getting high.
Okay.
No, and then you said you're a mom, and I was like, what the fuck's that got to do with it? I didn't think, like when you see your kid for the first time. I immediately thought, instead of asking for the pain meds in pregnancy,
yes,
you can ask for laughing gas.
Shut up.
So that your kid, your baby, doesn't have all the opiates.
Come on.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
No way.
You can ask for laughing gas.
I'm gonna pass this information to a few people I know.
That was a high I was looking forward to having. But I had Mackenzie shortly after the COVID shortages started.
Okay.
So there was a shortage in oxygen masks, and me getting laughing gas was not a necessity. So I was denied that in my pregnancy plan.
Really?
But it didn't matter. My whole pregnancy plan went to shit anyway.
Yeah. Doesn't that happen? I mean, I feel like that I haven't had children, but now that I've had friends and family that have had children, you have this plan.
Girl, they teach you right off the bat
to just
you got to just roll with it.
Yeah. Well, happy Tuesday? Is it Tuesday
Happy
today?
Tuesday.
What is it? Tuesday.
Where we choose to fuck up the plan.
Yeah.
Happy Tuesday.
Hey, it's good to be back. Feeling energized, feeling great, no way.
Like you are, I don't know. Back in the day when I did CrossFit, that's what this feels like. No high. No
high.
Fun.
No high. Yeah.
You're just like, but you got to keep going to be healthy. That's, yep.
That marathon high, though, we've both done it. We've done some races, and you start really good, really happy. I got this. Fuck
and then
yeah.
You're like, look at mile 16 marker. What the fuck am I doing?
Why would I do this to myself? And I have to pay, right? What is it, 140?
Girl.
I don't have 140 to just throw away to the streets of LA, from Dodger Stadium to wherever the hell, or from OC to wherever the hell you run. And you cry, you hate life, you hate yourself. Then you get that medal, and it's like the high, all the pain goes away. And then this is me. I want to bar hop. I want to go everywhere because I want everybody to see me with the medal. Do people care?
You're a very different person than me.
Yes, girl. I am like going from here to here. I'm grocery shopping. I'm leaning forward so the shit can fucking bang on the counter.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. And do they care?
No. They know there was a marathon down the road.
Yeah.
You shut the street. They know.
Yeah.
You're the inconvenience. Yeah. Now they have to serve your ass.
Yep. They're like, fucking run.
Me, I just want to get pizza, wings, grab a beer, get all the carbs back in me. So I don't feel when I take my sock off and my toenail comes off with it.
Yeah. And it's all bloody and shit.
Oh, did you ever have bloody nipples?
No.
I've seen them.
I've never had them, but I've seen them in men in running.
Yeah,
I've seen their shirts red.
I wonder if it's because like we wear sport bras that hold them down.
Yeah, would it matter if I really have boobs or not? I still have nipples, right?
Yeah. But yeah, I remember like seeing boards of Vaseline.
Yes.
And then men with just like bloody spots.
I've seen that. Oh.
And they're just swiping the Vaseline and sticking it on
without stopping.
Yeah, still going.
Like true athletes.
But I was like, I would not touch that Vaseline. Everyone else with their dirty, nasty, bloody nipple hands. right?
Unos pelitos right there.
But they don't
A
care.
couple
Yeah.
pelitos.
But they don't care because they're
Bloody
probably in so
pelitos.
much pain or just trying
Oh, I'm
to
sure that has to hurt. like hell.
prevent it from getting worse.
Oh, I miss those days. Do you miss your running days?
Yeah, because of the community.
Yeah.
It was a community
Mhm.
you belonged to,
Yeah.
right?
I felt
we
like
were the back of the pack club right
Yep,
here.
right?
Team Ash Juice.
Team Ass Juice. Shout out to our original. That was the name of our group. Team Ass Juice. Do you remember why?
Because the sweat.
Yeah.
Your ass sweat.
It's dripping
It was
sweat.
not a glorious.
And the CEO
name.
and president of this club, he named us Team Ass Juice. And then we were just known as Team Ass Juice for a while.
I really preferred when we were known as back of the pack, make sure no one's left behind type group.
Yeah.
But no, we were the fat asses, ass sweat in the back.
Yeah, with all the juice. We had all the juice.
And my dog would come with us.
Yeah.
It was great.
And one of the runs that we did, I always remember when we would run with Blacklist LA, which is a running group in LA. Huge, 150, sometimes 200 people through the streets of LA.
I'm sure it's more
or
now.
more now. At 10 p.m. It was at night. And one day I remember you packed lunches.
Oh, I did this a few times.
But I'm talking about the first time.
Oh,
You came with the backpack, you had little brown sacks, and you packed little lunches. And you said, we're going to give these to the homeless.
well, we passed so many homeless.
Every time we would run, right?
We'd run through some pretty sketch areas.
And I remember we would run, and then you would stop, give them a baggie. That's a really beautiful memory that I have of you and me on our running days.
Yeah, it was good times.
Yeah, great times.
Great times.
Wish I could do it again. I mean, I'm sure I could do it again.
Oh my God. It's called back of the pack. What's it called when you're like
The one
overlapped? You're like in the front now because you're so far behind.
yeah. I'm actually a winner. But yeah, life is about having lows and highs, and sometimes you can have a high and a low in the exact same day for the same traumatic event. I think that's one of the things that I've been trying to accomplish in life is when something bad is going on, I really try to dig around for the high. Sometimes it's not easy.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I don't think I do that.
Really? I mean, I think it's
I think it's good.
practice.
I remember Julie Miller saying that, like, find something that made you really happy.
Mm-hmm.
And try, like, think about it, because then it can give you the same feelings.
Yeah.
And we're like, I've heard of this before, and she just reminded me. I'm like, I don't think I do that. I know I don't do that. I still don't do that.
Yeah, well, it's not easy.
I should.
It's not easy. You know, when we would sit outside and it would be so hot, and I would say, I don't know if you remember this, but I would say, I'm trying to soak up all that sun.
Yeah.
So I can put it in my memory bank. So when it's cold, I can think back to that day.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel the same, but in my mind, I can picture it and I know it's coming. So it kind of changes my mood a little bit. Not completely, because sometimes it's really cold and it gets very achy for me. It's not as fun, but I try my hardest to do that. And Alex does too. And when we try to do it together, it makes it a little bit easier, you know?
Yes.
But it's not easy.
I read something that said, it was like a study, and I don't even know if it's true, but I liked it when I read it. And it supposedly this study, I guess I could look it up, but I'm too lazy. They took people at the bottom of a steep hill.
Okay.
And asked them, do you think you could run up this hill? Or how hard do you think it is to run up this hill? And people that were by themselves were like, oh no, I can't do that. And then people that were there with another person was like more likely, like they were more likely to do it. Like, oh, that would be hard, but we could do it.
Yeah.
And then they found that if that other person was very significant to them,
okay, yes,
like a best friend or a
husband,
spouse,
or sister, or whatever.
Yeah, someone that they're close to, like the closer they are to this person, the less steep the hill looked to them.
Yep, that's like life, right?
Yeah, like I thought that was kind of cool. And I don't know if it's just this metaphorical thing that I was reading or if it's an actual study, but I believe it. I think that's exactly when you're with the people that you're closest to or that you trust, it makes life easier.
Yeah.
And I think that's why they put so much strain on like having a community.
Yeah.
So without it, life is really hard.
And without anything really tragic happening, life is hard, right?
Just by itself, yeah.
Just by itself. And one thing I try really hard is in this new journey that I've been on for the last year and a half or two, is when I hit low or I hit a down, I try not to stay there. But sometimes it's difficult. If I didn't share what I was going through, then it's kind of like I'm just digging the hole deeper and deeper and deeper, right?
Yeah.
I mean, because I am married, the person that I talk to and tell everything to is Alex. And I'll be honest with you, sometimes I don't, especially when it comes to my health, because then it's a trauma trigger or whatever you want to call it for him. If I say, oh, I can't get out of bed. Like lately, I've just been very achy. He has to push me out of bed. And it's just part of what it is.
So it's a twofer. It's on your part, you don't want to be a burden sharing. But on his part, when you share something like that, it triggers bad memories, which comes with bad feelings.
Yes.
Which, like, I mean, I think that just comes with moderation or I'm lacking some words, but like you have to do it with balance, right? You don't want to hold it from them. You don't, right? We're learning not to be a burden.
I don't want to say every second I get up like, oh shit.
But then, you don't want them to keep thinking that you're sick and bring all these bad memories. I get that wholeheartedly. Like Mike, he's just not well, so I don't get to share everything.
Right.
And we talk about it all the time, how I it's not fair to me that I can't share with my husband, right? So then I try to, and it's really hard on both of us.
Yeah.
And then kind of like on the another aspect is I'm constantly reminded of how horrible it was 5, 4, 3 years ago when things happen now, that it puts me right back in an old state mentally. And I have to remember, like, he's not, well, recently he's not dying, even though it reminds me of when he was dying. So that's something I need to work on, though. I don't want him hiding things from me. I have to work on it. And the way I can work on it is by exposure.
Right.
And then reminding myself, like, Amber, he's okay. This is just part of life.
Right.
He's having trouble breathing. It's not because his lung collapsed.
Right.
He's just having trouble breathing because we don't do anything. Now he's trying to go up the stairs, right? Like it's natural to be tired coming. I'm tired coming up these stairs.
I don't know how I've been coming up these stairs for how long now. I'm talking to my girlfriend on the phone. Okay, girl, I'm almost at work. She's like, so I got 10 minutes. She's like, okay. And then she goes, okay, I'll let you go. I can tell you're at the front door. And I honestly, one of these days, with your permission, I would like to bring my friend, 2 or 3 of my best friends, walk them around here, the canyon, and just walk up to the front door and walk back down, just so they can see. You don't need my
permission, girl. Go do it.
Okay. I'm gonna be like those tour people.
Yeah.
Come on, cabrona. Súbanse. I'll watch you guys from here. You guys looking out the door. You guys looking out the window
from the street.
All these Mexicans walking up. But it's a workout.
Yeah, and like because he's like breathing so heavy, I'm like, oh my god, his lungs.
Yes.
But no, like, Amber, you look worse than that.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But it puts you in that
yes.
line,
Yeah. And that's okay. We give ourselves grace, and we're not hard on ourselves, because I have noticed that when I am hard on myself, everything hurts more.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And I'm just like, so now I try not to magnify it. I say, hey, I'm not feeling good. I've been achy lately, because then it's like when I turn or in the bed, especially in the morning, it's stiffer, because you're stiffer in the morning, right? Is that normal? Right? Is that why? And it's like, ow, what's the matter? So I try not to say ouch. So I just breathe in. Now I'm just being conscious of not saying ouch, because I also do believe for myself is the more I give it thought,
the worse will be.
Yeah, like I'm gonna be okay. So it's like just breathe it out instead of saying ow, 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 ow.
But then you
You know, you should be able to let it out too.
Yeah. Maybe I should say
I think
another
it's
word. Let's think of another word.
Oh, this feels so great.
Yeah. Wonderful.
That's what I say.
Yeah.
Pain just tells me I'm still living.
Yeah, that's what I would say when I would get really cold and I hate cold and I would complain. Now I'm like, I'm alive. I can feel.
Yeah.
It's the same thing when you cry, right? I'm alive. You're alive. You have emotions. You can feel. So it's good to cry.
Yeah.
It's good to feel pain.
That's what I mean by like it's all balanced, right? Like you don't want to give something too much power, but you don't want to ignore it where you're like, oh, I'm just not giving it power. No, you're ignoring it and it's gonna get worse. It's interesting. You have to find that balance that works for you. I think you do a hell of a job.
I think I do a great job.
Yeah, I do.
I do a great job for who I was before, you know?
Comes with practice.
Yeah, and I'm comparing myself not to anybody else, to myself maybe even 10 years ago. It's
Girl, just 2 years
2
ago.
years ago. So it makes me excited because I know it's in me to continue the work.
Yeah.
You know? But then we hit roadblocks like the beginning of the year. We were like, fuck this. All we want to do is don't talk to us. Don't look for us. We are on vacation. And that's okay. Like we said in the last episode, the true friends and people who love you will understand.
And if you don't,
if you don't, that's okay. I got enough stuff. Like I don't know. I'm very open. This is my thing. I'm very open. You know that. A lot of my friends and family know. But when I don't feel like being open, then what's wrong with her? Like, oh, something has to be mega wrong. Like worse than cancer, girl? Like, come on. What worse than having infusion every 3 weeks? Like that's nothing. But you know what I'm trying to explain? Like,
yeah. Well, you're not yourself.
Yeah. But what if that is myself and I choose to be that way for a month?
I think you just have to, not that you have to, but I think it's nice to be reminded.
Yeah.
When you're like I'm Mike's loved one. Sometimes I just need to be reminded, for the example of him out of breath coming up the stairs.
Yes.
If he could just tell me, oh my God, those stairs kicked my ass.
Got it. Yep.
But I can breathe. This isn't worse than normal.
Right.
Sometimes I just need a little reminder that it is okay, so that I can turn off all those crazy thoughts.
Yeah, all the bells and whistles are going off.
Oh my God, he's not acting his normal self. Well, I need to know that this is just, it is his normal self. He's taking a break. And it's not, I need to start watching him and get Narcan.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's sometimes for your loved ones, I think it is nice to remind them, like, I am okay. But then it comes to the loved one's responsibility to trust you.
Right.
Right? And that's something that Mike and I talk about a lot too, is I'm not allowed to fuck with him. I'm not, like, every now and then we make jokes, but I'm not allowed to try and be a little manipulative because I can, because he won't remember.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
Even though it'd be so easy, because then we won't have trust, right?
Right.
And vice versa. He's not allowed to fuck with me and be like, oh, I forgot that we were going to go to your sister's house and I don't like your sister. I use this example because I don't have a sister.
Oh.
I can't think of an example.
Yeah.
We don't do that. But he doesn't get to fuck with me like, oh, I forgot when he didn't forget.
Right. Use his
because it would mess with our trust.
Yeah.
He doesn't get to tell me that he's not in pain when he's in pain. So it's my responsibility to trust him when he says he is okay. I'm just more tired, but it doesn't feel like something horrible.
Right.
Or new.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I can back off and just trust it's not something new.
Would it be hard because he might not know because of his injuries, right?
But I should still be able to trust him and turn off a lot of the noise in my head. Right? Like, of course, I'm still going to pay attention.
Yeah, and be aware. Yeah.
But I could shut off a lot of the, you know, if he was having a heart attack, he's not going to say, I feel fine.
Right.
There's no changes. If his lung actually collapsed, he's not just going to be short of breath. He's going to be able to, there's tightness or like something, right? It's going to be something different. And he may not know that it's different because he doesn't remember what every day feels like. But he should be able to express if it really was an emergency, and I have to trust that.
Yeah.
You know, and plus, if it's an emergency, eventually he'll turn blue or he'll stop talking or something.
Right. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But I think that part of communication is, again, you don't have to, but I do think it's nice for like your close loved ones to just communicate that amount.
Yeah, especially
really
your
hard.
spouse, because you do live together, and
or like, you know, your closest sister
Mhm.
or your best friend or something, right?
Why don't you guys like, follow, share with your comadre, your tío, your cousin, your friend. Just hit that subscribe button.
See y'all next week.
See you next week.